I took a deep dive on that.
Yeah,
Speaking of book reviews, I think you know this guy.
I do. It's Big Tony Youn.
Our friend, Dr. Tony Youn. I read his book recently. It's called Playing God, Anthony Youn. I got to admit, I was a little skeptical. As being a doctor, I was expecting just straight up Grey's Anatomy style. I did this, saved this life. This is, blah, 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 blah. What was really, really, really cool was that it's really heartfelt. It shows him from the beginning, shows him in early residency, where he describes in detail being stuck doing butt pus duty. So he's doing his residency. He goes all the way from having, having to do these butt pus things, being broke.
Yes.
Trouble with that. He's got some really great stories through his residency, like the time that he had his wife come up to the call room. She was overnight, and they tried to get intimate, but it really smelled like blood and poop, and people were running around outside, and there was lots of yelling and stuff, and he kept getting called out, and she just basically said, this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is very different than a Grey's Anatomy episode.
Yeah. Every closet is a place to hook up.
I know. But some really, really, really funny stuff he puts in there, but also he puts some very intimate things, like people dying.
Right.
Like the time that he was nervous, like the time he didn't know what to do. As I was reading it as a physician, I thought it was really cool because I'm like, I get this. This is exactly how I would think. He was talking about how his phone would ring and it would be this difficult patient or a lawyer or something, and his heart would stop, and it was just, and he had to keep it together and still go through with it. And it's really heartfelt.
Sure.
And then ultimately, some wins where he did some really cool things. And that is pretty much, from a doctor's perspective, high five to you, Tony, because you were honest about it. You said everything, the hard work that it takes to get there. And then if you're not a doctor, because this isn't really meant for doctors, I want everybody to get this book because you'll understand what your doctor went through to get there.
Definitely, and knowing Tony and his approach to life, how this book isn't just a facade. I mean, he's a great guy, and he puts his patients first. He's definitely altruistic in his approach to how he cares for his patients, and good job, Tony.
And he also talks about a system where there's a lot of doctors that don't think like he does.
Right.
He's his trademark is the America's holistic plastic surgeon. He's a lot more than that. I mean, he's a talented surgeon and all that, but looking at what he went through to get there, it's like everybody that you see that has a successful business. Yeah, it only took 10 years to be an overnight success. It only took 16 years to be a successful plastic surgeon.
Yeah, only. Yeah.
That kind of thing, post-college. So anyways, that's our first book review, Playing God. Go to Amazon, pick it up, Tony Youn. I actually found it to be a really enjoyable, easy read, and I think it's going to be very important for both people in the medical field to read it so that they go, yeah, I'm not alone. And then everybody who's not in the medical field to go, oh my gosh, my doctor's probably been through a lot to get to where he's at.
Definitely. Yeah. Good job, Tony. Playing God, Tony Youn, or Anthony Youn, MD. I think you can find it at Amazon and really anywhere.
Yeah, America's holistic plastic surgeon.
Awesome. Well, hey,